planning a destination wedding, don't make these 5 mistakes. Hi, I'm Jack with Vacationese. Again, do me a favor and please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications bell. I do post new videos every Tuesday. Anyway, if you're planning a destination wedding, I want to give you 5 things that I've seen happen, mistakes that people make when they're planning a wedding. So number 1, don't DIY your destination wedding. Don't try to do it on your own. Please, please, please find a travel professional. Don't call the resort and do it on your own unless you want to be a travel professional, unless you've traveled a lot to these resorts. Find someone to work with. They'll help you identify the right group of resorts to host your wedding at. They will then work with you and all your guests to arrange their travel, and it will make planning a destination wedding a fun and hopefully stress-free experience. But if you do it on your own, I can almost guarantee you're going to have a lot of headaches. Number 2 is don't wait too long to plan. I did a video on this not too long ago. If you were thinking about having a wedding in 2023, start planning ASAP. We are finding resorts are pretty well sold out through 23 on prime dates, such as Thursdays to Mondays at good times in the afternoon to evenings at the better locations. You will find resorts that do 8 or 10 weddings a day. They can always slot you in. But again, do not wait to the last minute. Don't think that you can plan a destination wedding for 50 people in 6 months. I am telling people now, plan at least a year to 18 months in advance. We have resorts that we are talking to that are already sold out for weekends till April of 2024. Yes, it's crazy. Don't wait too long. Okay, mistake number 3 is budgets. There are 2 budgets that you have to worry about. The budget for your guest stay and the budget for your wedding events. Do not have unrealistic opinions or thoughts on budgets. So let me talk to you about that. And this is just a general number. Let's talk about your guest stay. The average guest spends 4 nights at a resort. We're talking about primarily in this video all-inclusive resorts in Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, anywhere in the Caribbean. What we are telling people is your average guest stay for 4 nights with the transportation to and from the airport and resort, but not the flights, figure on around $1,000 per person. Yes, you can find resorts for less. Yes, there are a lot of resorts for more. I would err on the side of spending more than less. The lower the price, the lower the quality, the worse the experience your guests are going to have, the more they're going to dislike the experience. So what we're saying for a stay is $800 to $1,200 is kind of what we're seeing. Again, if you're looking in January or February, we find the rates are higher. During the summer, they go lower. So there's a relationship between the colder the temperatures are in the East Coast, the higher the prices are in the beach destinations. And also if you're planning over a holiday period, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, January 1st, you're going to see even higher rates. But don't make that mistake of thinking that you're going to get $500 for a 4-night stay. Yes, you might have had it happen during COVID. It's not happening in 23 and 24 for good quality resorts. The second thing on that same note is budgets. Don't plan on thinking, oh, it's pesos or it's Jamaica, everything's cheap for your wedding events. Yes, it's going to be less expensive than having a wedding at home, but don't think that it's going to be free, even though you see all these promotions about free, free, free. Yes, there are resorts that will give you free, but you're still going to want a DJ, you're still going to want a photographer, you're still going to want flowers. So have a realistic expectation on the budgets. That's a big mistake. A lot of folks I talk to think that they're going to have a destination wedding for 60 people at a 5-star resort for $5,000. It's not happening. Okay, now let's talk about number 4. I see this all the time. People decide again they're going to DIY it. They see all these reviews and they pick the wrong resort. Don't pick the wrong resort. Question is, Jack, How do I know which resort to pick? Okay, pretty easy. Go back to mistake number one. Don't DIY it. Find a travel professional, a wedding planner, someone that knows these resorts. If you pick the wrong resort, it may look like the right resort up front, but as you get into the planning process, you're going to learn it's the wrong resort. When I say the wrong resort, two sides, the guest experience and the vacation stay. Again, we look at food quality, brands at the bars. Do they create a class system so if someone's staying in a less expensive room versus a more expensive room, they're treated differently? I don't like that. Then from your side of the wedding, what I have found, the less expensive the resort, the lower the quality of the wedding planning team is, and the more package oriented, and the more they say no. So again, I've done another video about why we don't book cheap resorts, but I will say that is a mistake. I run into people all over and they tell me, oh, they had a destination wedding, they hated it. And I get really upset because I'm passionate about destination weddings. Why did you hate it? Because of the resort we picked. And the first question I ask is, who helped you identify that resort? Oh, I found it online myself, or I stayed there on vacation. Staying there on a vacation for 3 or 4 nights by yourself is a whole lot different than bringing 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 people to a resort. So again, don't make mistake number 4, which is working with the wrong resort. And my last mistake I see happening is not getting a room contract. Why do I say this? Here is the problem that we're seeing now for 2023 and 2024. If you do not have a room contract, you may not get perks. What are the perks? All the freebies, upgrades, free rooms, free receptions, whatever it is. Some of the resorts will not give you perks without a room contract. Number 2 is you don't own the rate, which means, yes, it's easy. Uncle Sam can book here, my friends from college can book here, but everybody's going to get a different rate. When you have a room contract, you guarantee the rate up front when you sign it. You can sign a room contract today for 2024, and that rate will not change. So that everybody in that room category is going to pay the same rate. It is a headache if you don't have the room contract related to rate. You know what happens is your friends are sitting at the swimming pool bar at your destination wedding, and they're sitting there and talking about, hey, what did you pay? What did you pay? Now they get upset because your friend here paid X and over here paid $180 more. Now, the whole story doesn't come out, which is why I booked 6 months ago and I just booked today, so of course you paid more. So again, if you have a room contract, the price will be guaranteed within the room contract. The second reason why you need a room contract is because you own the inventory. What we are seeing again in 22, in 23, and 24 is the rooms are selling out. We have weddings that we don't have enough rooms for, and in some cases, we can't get the rooms we want to extend extra nights or get additional people to attend at the wedding. In some cases, we can't even get additional rooms whatsoever. So again, if you have a room contract and you work with your travel planner, you'll identify how many rooms you need up front, you'll put it in the contract, you'll own that inventory until you have to give it back. Do not worry about losing money. Yes, you will have to come out a pocket with several $1,000s, whatever it is. It's usually $100 per room to hold a room in a room contract. You will get the money back as long as you book the rooms, you give them back. Your travel planner can talk to you about that. But do not make mistake number 5, which is mistake number 5 is not getting a room contract. There are a lot more mistakes that I've seen people make. I think these 5 are my top that I want to hopefully advise you on not to make. If you have any other questions, feel free to send a comment over to me, call me, but have a great time planning your destination wedding. If we can be of help or I can answer any questions, great. But please, please, please follow some of these things and don't make these mistakes in planning your wedding.